Hi there. We are now recounting the celebratory atmosphere during the holiday season of 75 years ago, heading into 1946. So, sit back and enjoy how our characters are really having their best holiday season in years. And so, we would like for you to have your best holiday season in many, many years. This holiday season. Now, kick back, enjoy our two-part video series that is officially called Home for the Holidays. The shimmer of falling snowflakes is enhanced by Gold Street's colorful Christmas lights and flickering luminarias as day becomes Christmas Eve. The delightful aroma of pinon wood smokes wafts from the fireplace. Upstairs from Santoni's bakery, a Christmas tree is fully lit and decorated. The joy of the season fills the room as the Santoni's host the Lovatos. Dressed in his only clothes, his naval sailor whites, Johnny Lovato hypnotically stares into the fireplace. While stoking the wood from one hand, he takes a drink of eggnog from the cup in the other. Rose and Abra discuss a recipe in the kitchen. As they sit around the kitchen table, Elsie, Elster, and Elsa laugh at Giovanni's jokes. So he pours more eggnog into their cups. Esther sips from her cup, then whimsically steps away and toward the beautifully decorated tree. She examines each decoration. Her imagination naturally places significance and purpose for each. At this moment, everyone in the room cannot help but hear the front door bell from downstairs. It rings once again before anyone reacts. Elsie quickly glances at 8:30 p.m. on her watch. She thinks to herself, right on time. She then glances quickly at Elsa, who nods back in acknowledgement. "We are closed," Mr. Santoni exclaims. "Mi amore," his wife says. "It is sure that they cannot hear you from here." "Please, Papa, answer the door," Elsie urges. As the downstairs bell rings, Mr. Santoni resigns himself to having to go downstairs. The bell rings again as all of the ladies watch him leave the room to step down the steps one by one very carefully. From the bottom step and through the past darkened bakery, he studies the dark silhouette on the other side of the bakery front door. "We are closed." He walks closer. The knocking continues, but because the silhouette outline is dressed like a police officer, he reaches to unlock and open the door. Upstairs, the women sit around Johnny on the sofa. "I am so glad that you are home, Johnny," says Rose. She kisses his forehead. "This is my best Christmas in years." "Cheers," Elsie, and Esther offers the toast as all in the room clink their eggnog mugs together. Focus is directed to the stairs as curiosity pounces on Mr. Santoni, but before the single female question is thrown at him, he sidesteps on the top of the final step. "Esther, do you know this man?" he says with a smile. "I'll study a tall, straight, fully uniformed Air Corps lieutenant, as if he steps up the last step into the room. While taking off his hat, snow falls from it. Hello, Esther." A heartbeat of silence captures the room. Then suddenly all wince at Esther's screech of happiness at the first sight of her husband in almost a year. She runs into her husband's arms. "Ambrose!" He braces himself from falling backwards down the steps as the smothers him with kisses. Mr. Santoni comments to Rose while sipping their eggnogs. "It looks like you have a handsome son-in-law." This is my best Christmas in years, Rose says again. But how did you know we were here? The wife asks the husband. The only address I had was the bakery, so I came here earlier. Elsie was working and said you'd be here later tonight. Here I am. Esther gives off a grateful stare at her sister and friend. Then, as if it is her first duty, Esther leads her husband over to her mother, with her arm locked around his. Mother, this is my husband, Ambrose. Ambrose Jacob Ornales. Rose takes a deep gaze into her son-in-law's eyes. I am very happy that you've come home safe to us and sound, son. She takes his hand before whispering, take care of my baby and you'll always be my son. As she kisses him on the cheek, the room cheers. Elsie joins her mom. And he also saved me from drowning, she kisses her brother-in-law. He's only been in the room a minute, and all of the Lovato women have already kissed him, states Johnny. Maybe I should kiss him too. He stands while placing his weight on his cane. He proceeds to limp. Instead, Ambrose quickly steps to him. So you're the Johnny I've always been hearing about. Instinctively, the sailor snaps to attention to salute the Air Corps officer before him. Yes, sir, sir. Ambrose smiles. It's easy, sailor, easy. He holds his hand out to shake. Hello, brother. Johnny smiles and shakes his brother-in-law's hand. Elsa walks up to him. Remember me? She asks. How can I forget you, doll? He kisses her cheek. I met your father. Now introduce me to your sister. Who? Then she realizes, oh, you mean my mama. Elsa slaps Ambrose's shoulder while Mr. Santoni rolls his eyes back. She's my mama, Elsa repeats. Everyone in the room laughs as Ambrose shakes Ambrose's hand. Let's eat, says Mr. Santoni. We must allow time for midnight mass. Everyone nods except the two military personnel who just go with their flow. Is that green chili stew I smell? Asks Ambrose, inhaling. Esther says, set another chair at the table next to me. Mr. Santoni obliges, smiling. Everyone gathers their chairs around the table, topped with holiday food, including the stew. Giovanni and Abra Santoni carry a tray with a huge turkey to the table and proudly present it to their guests. All eyes widen. This is the best Christmas in years, Rose says again. Giovanni Santoni makes a special effort to pull out the chair next to his wife at the head of the table. Only after his wife sits does he. Shall we say grace? He asks. Thank you for celebrating with us the 75th anniversary of our boys coming home from World War II. Stay tuned for the happy conclusion of Home for the Holidays. You too can celebrate. Strongly thinking about giving away a copy of Elsie and Elsa for a holiday present? I will send it to you, autographed. Just visit www.ronn2nsperea.com. I want to send an autographed copy to you.